Coming up on News 35, students weigh in on the vice presidential debate, the improv team performs its opening night, and Emmy Award-winning Alec Baldwin opens up about his life. All that and more coming up.
Comprehensive news coverage for the University of San Francisco. This is News 35, your campus news and information leader.
Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Elston.
And I'm Ashton Bothman. On October 2nd, over 60 USF students filled Crossroads Cafe to watch the vice presidential debate between Senator Joe Biden and Governor Sarah Palin.
That's right, Ashton. Many students told me this was the most people they had ever seen in Crossroads watching a debate. This makes sense given the interest and the passion many students have for these particular candidates.
I'm just interested to see how the gender stuff plays out between Biden and Palin. Is he going to look like he's beating down a woman if he's like berating her policies?
Crossroads was packed early October when USF students collectively watched the showdown between Joe Biden and Sarah Palin. It was a debate which brought laughs from the mostly liberal crowd, especially when Biden called the Republican health insurance tax credits the ultimate bridge to nowhere. The debate also raised many eyebrows among the crowd, it seemed, whenever Palin spoke.
I think that was pretty much just exasperation with some of the things that Governor Palin was saying. I thought it was a great turnout. I turned around, like I was sitting in front, but when I turned around, there was all these people here who, I don't know, seemed to pretty much agree with, at least with my reactions.
It's fun because you sort of get to sit around and look at everyone and be like, oh God, that point was so terrible, or I can't believe she said this, or I can't believe he said that. You feel more connected to everyone and more connected to the entire political process, and you really feel like something's happening.
I'm unfortunately impressed with the way Palin did.
And I was really shocked of how vague she was in all of her answers, and how she really didn't give any specifics on her plan.
A lot of times they'd say, well, Barack Obama has a plan for this, well, McCain has a plan for that, but you know, neither candidate really asked each other how. I thought it was funny. She said, well, I'm kind of an expert on the subject. I'm an expert on energy, you know. But yet she doesn't think that, you know, that global warming has anything to do with, you know, man-made causes. So that to me is not an expert on energy. It was pretty ridiculous. Like, honestly, I'm kind of at a loss for words, but just the idea that that woman could potentially be our president frightens me.
I'm Kate Elston with News 35.
Awkward Silence, USF's comedy improv team, had its first show of the season. Reporter Megan Robb was there to catch the wit and the laughter.
From laughing to clapping and even some knee slapping, audience reactions certainly reflected the successful return of USF's improv team Awkward Silence.
In my country, we make boom boom with patience.
The Masters of Quick Wit attracted quite a considerable crowd to their first performance of this semester.
This is the most people I've ever seen in my life in one room.
We have a huge following, apparently, which is fantastic.
The impromptu nature of the show allowed for the comedic crew to incorporate suggestions given by members of the audience. The team cleverly impersonated everything from lumpy wizards to gynecologists on the moon and moved at a pace that left no room for stage fright.
You need to be able to come up with some good one-liners to keep the audience entertained.
Co-captain of Awkward Silence, James Godbolt, said he believes improv is an excellent extracurricular activity to be involved with.
It forces you to be creative, to think on your feet, to use your brain in ways that you normally don't, just sitting in a classroom all day.
The love of the unscripted comedy was felt by onlookers as well.
There were so many people here tonight, and everybody was laughing, and it was just like, I'm just really glad that things like this still happen, and I hope that it continues, and for no reason it ever ends.
With their eclectic, witty, and shameless personalities, improv team members definitely aroused more than an awkward silence. I'm Megan Robb, News 35.
With San Francisco's high cost of living, many USF students are looking for a high-paying job. But with any job comes ups and downs. Ashton Bothman reports.
Waking up, changing a diaper, and teaching a child all make up one of the toughest jobs, being a mother. Yet this special role is being replaced by a nanny. Christina Brogdon, a full-time nanny for Lucy and Olivia Karen, says she has grown to see the girls as her own.
The day Lucy was born, I was here. I was here since Livy was like 3 or 4 weeks old, and it's just all those different phases and their short lives already.
Mommy and me classes like Gymboree and music are quickly becoming nanny and me classes. Trips to a park with sandboxes and slides happen every day, but the children follow in the nanny's footsteps. Brogdon says this creates a strong bond between herself and the girls.
It's hard because you know that sometime I'm not going to be here 40 or 50 hours a week.
One challenge many families face is losing their nanny to another family. Working mom Allison Karen says she has a plan. Hourly pay of $20, plus perks like facials and gym memberships. Still, she says it's up to the nanny to stay or go.
If my nanny wanted to go work for somebody else, then I wouldn't want her working here anyway.
Full-time nannies are expected to do more than care for the children. They also cook, clean, and wash clothes. After a day at the park, it's time for the children to take a bath. Giving one child a bath can be quite the challenge. Throw in a second toddler, and you'd be wishing you had a raincoat.
I'm just pretty much expected to fill in the mother's place, whatever she would do.
You know, there's a lot to do around here, so my expectations are pretty high.
The perks and the pay can add up to the love between nanny and child. That's why at the end of the day, it's always difficult to say goodbye. Reporting in San Francisco, I'm Ashton Bothman, News 35.
Our very own Ashton Bothman got a chance to meet Alec Baldwin as the actor was promoting his new book. Here's that story.
The Commonwealth Club of San Francisco hosted Alec Baldwin. Best known for his comedic roles, Baldwin wanted to take a step away from acting and focus on his recent publication. Baldwin's new book addresses his struggle and ongoing concern with the LA court system. Despite having privacy laws in place, a disturbing message left by Baldwin on his daughter's voicemail was leaked to TMZ.com. After a very public divorce and criticism from the media, Baldwin is finally ready to share his side of the story.
Their goal was to humiliate me, and they succeeded in humiliating me. But it made me, what really hurt my feelings and really scared me was this culture we live in now.
USF senior Katie Gold explains why it is beneficial for a celebrity to speak out.
I mean, he went through something that hundreds of thousands of people go through all the time. So I think that it's significant because, you know, a famous person is just like everyone else.
Baldwin continued to discuss the importance of recognizing parental alienation and the potential effects on children.
You come home from a trip and you had a fabulous time with your father at Disneyland, and you come home and your mother goes, "How was your trip?" You downplay, because any sign of loyalty to or affection for the other parent is betrayal of the alienating parent.
At times, Baldwin admits his temper did get the best of him.
I smashed my cell phone early on against the side of the Public Theater on Lafayette Street in New York City, and this 55-year-old, 60-year-old black woman walked by me. She went, "Alec Baldwin, you gotta get control of yourself." I wanted someone to help me. I needed someone to help me. It wasn't about artwork or jewelry or money. I wanted to see my daughter.
During the book signing, Baldwin shared a few laughs, stories, and handshakes with an enthusiastic audience. Reporting in San Francisco, I'm Ashton Bothman, News 35.